Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have a super easy and delicious side dish recipe that you guys are going to love. I've been making my easy mushroom rice, and this dish is so delicious and aromatic. It's the perfect complement to just about any type of meat or veggie entree. I love this rice with salmon, chicken, beef, lamb. You can even use it with veggies. I also really like this with my teriyaki chicken stir fry. I use this mushroom rice instead of the noodles for that recipe. It's just good for so many different entrees. Let me show you just how easy it is to make. And I'm going to start this recipe off by preheating a medium-sized frying pan over medium-high heat, and I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of salted butter. And I like to use a nice high-quality butter because it makes this dish taste so delicious. Just gonna let that butter melt in the pan. Into that melted butter, I'm going to add in one small diced sweet onion. And I've sliced 6 mushrooms. I'm gonna grab a spatula and toss that all together, and I'm going to saute this mixture for about 7 to 8 minutes until the mushrooms are nicely brown and the onion is tender. I'm just going to season it lightly with a little bit of salt, and then we're going to transfer this into a different pot for the rice. And now that I have my mushroom and onion mixture all done, I'm ready to add in my rice. I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of rice into my pot, and this is the version that I'm using today. It's a long grain basmati rice. This recipe will also work really well with buckwheat. In fact, I have a buckwheat version of this in my brand new cookbook, Beyond Borscht. This is coming out March 31st. I'm going to include some order links down in the video description box below. You guys are going to love this cookbook. Now back to this recipe, I'm going to toss the rice with the onion and mushroom mixture, and then we're also going to start seasoning this with a little bit of salt. Sprinkle some salt in. I'm also going to add some ground black pepper. I also like to add a tiny sprinkle of ground coriander, a little bit of regular paprika, just a tiny little sprinkle. It's not going to add like an overwhelming amount of flavor, but it's going to add a little bit extra something to the recipe. And then for the broth, I have 2 2/3 cups of chicken broth. You can also use veggie broth for this recipe. I'm just going to give this a good stir to make sure that everything is well combined. I'm going to cover my pot with a lid, a tight-fitting lid, and bring this up to simmer and cook it according to package instructions. And I'm just going to let this rice simmer away for about 20 minutes or until all that broth is absorbed and the rice is done. I do want to mention when you're making this at home to pay close attention to your rice packaging. Some rice might require more or less broth or more or less cooking time. So take a quick look at it before you start the recipe so you get the right proportions depending on the rice type that you are using. And I just took my rice off the stovetop. It smells so incredible. I wish you guys could have the aroma through the video screen. I'm just gonna grab a fork, kind of fluff it right up, and this rice is ready to be enjoyed. I'm going to enjoy it tonight with a little bit of chicken breast on the side, but again, it's so good with so many different things. And that's it, guys, for my easy mushroom rice recipe. Next time you are looking for a new and delicious side dish to complement any kind of entree, give this recipe a try. I'm going to include the full recipe up on my website. There's going to be a link down in that video description box below, along with a link for my brand new cookbook, Beyond Borscht. Now let's time to dig in and enjoy. And this looks so good. I love the aroma of this cooking on the stovetop. A little bit hot. I just absolutely love this mushroom rice. So delicious, so easy to put together, and I love that just a few ingredients can really transform a staple ingredient such as rice into something so incredible. You can also play around with the different spices and herbs. Feel free to add your own spices, your own herbs in there, make it your own. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video recipe. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box for the full recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this mushroom rice with your next dinner, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.